your own.
No.
What's that
Um,
thingamajig?
I am recording again. Yes. You can keep your vehicles and your luggage on for free. And
Cool.
though Cherry, Korik, and Ellis would not need to buy them as the skulls are fronting it, you can also buy your own personal cars for 5,000.
Ooh.
Done.
And
Ooh.
not in
The skulls.
not in vehicle cars, but like train cars.
I'm gonna do it. I want it.
So the skulls are paying for us to get our own.
Yes, they are paying. Yeah, they are paying for your own cars.
Yeah.
Nice.
But the other three, Lenore, Tycho, and Stray, they can spend 5,000 to have their own personal area within the train, rather than sharing it in one of those big passenger cars.
Tycho
Lenore's
is
buying one for herself.
Tycho
Does
is not.
Lenore expect?
What were you saying?
Expect what?
What were you saying, Emerald?
Tycho does not and disguises himself as just an everyman.
Okay. Stray will, and will be known to be a very poor man. So, Lenore, Stray, Cherry, Alice, and Korik all have their own carts along with the skulls. The skulls whom introduce themselves. I have to...
What's the situation for valuables?
They can either be kept in your own personal cars if you have them, or they can be kept in a storage car.
Okay.
Vehicles, if you buy a personal car, will essentially be kept in a personal garage directly behind yours.
Oh, neat. It's fancy.
Yes. I put a lot of
It's only
thought.
5K.
I put a lot of thought into this half a month train ride. So, among the skulls, there is Dutch Varric, the leader of the skulls, or the field commander. Dutch
Varric?
That is the field commander that you met, Sherry. This is the person who hired you. Osmond Prostwall. How do I spell his name? Who is Dutch's second in command and master of explosives. There's Leandra Vester. Sharpshooter. V. Tactician. And
One of these skulls is not like the other.
and Lick
It's
Eric.
not one.
Lick ear?
Lick Eric. Very close.
Lick Eric?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like you're licking a guy named Eric.
Yes, Lick Eric.
No, thank you.
Look here,
So, Osmond is second in command.
Yes.
And are these just of the, like, squad that's in Dresden?
Yes.
Or all of the skulls? Okay.
This is of the squad in Dresden.
Okay.
Lick Eric,
Leandra is...
sharpshooter.
Yeah. What are the genders? What?
Dutch is male. Osmond is also male. Leandra is female. V and Lick
Nice.
Eric are non-binary.
Okay.
I would like to have a talk with this V.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Why?
What's the plan?
Ah. Well,
Well, I would hope there was some sort of briefing.
yes, there is. If the other three would like to participate in this, they can. Though, they're not going to be a part of it.
Little will go ahead and go just to watch.
Stray will
Tycho
be...
will listen.
Stray... I almost said Strayko. Stray will also listen. V is in charge of the briefing, and they say this is just an escort run. We know people will be looking for this artifact, though we're not entirely sure who. We're hoping by Embermore we will have updates from back home on who might be looking for this. Once we do, we'll know who to look out for. As of right now, this first train ride is probably going to be the most dangerous. Once we get out of Embermore and take take a boat around Bellis so we can avoid the war zone, we should be in the clear. We'll be going into Vestrit by boat, which admittedly is fairly dangerous, but we can't afford a boat ride all the way to Marok. We'll be boarding a train from Vestrit and going to Marok and then Legacy. The two safest parts of the trip.
And any contingencies?
If we cannot keep this artifact in safe hands, we are to abandon it. And once everyone is in the clear and safe, whoever is alive, if anyone has died, will be paid in full.
Understood.
Any other questions?
Is there... Sorry.
You can go ahead.
Is there gonna be rotation eyes on the artifact?
Yes. That will stay mainly within the skulls.
Suits me.
Did anything ping during any part of this plan?
Say again?
Did anything ping in the lower back area during any part of this plan?
Having arrived at the train station, since you've been here, you've had a very dull ache coming from this very large sort of... It's got a box around 4 of its sides, but it's not covered. It's covered in a very large tarp, and you're getting a very dull ache from that.
Okay.
As of right now, we're calling the artifact... I'm going to trust you guys not to look at my notes. We're calling the artifact Estraga. Until we know who it bonds to and what exactly it does, that'll be its name. Once we get into Legacy, it may be the safest part of the trip, but we don't know if anyone is going to break the Del Nar's rules and cause a little bit of chaos while we're there. So that'll be one of the highest alert trips that we'll be making until we get to the Skull HQ. Until then, this trip on the... I forgot the railway's name. This trip on the Red Rail, as well as the trip on the Journey Rail, will be the most dangerous. As on the Red Rail, we won't know who we're looking for, just in case they want to come at us, and the Journey Rail will be living military territory. Between those two trips and after will be the safest. Any other questions?
What What measures have you taken against planar travel?
There is no scrying, there is no teleportation on any of our carts, especially on the Astraga cart. We've set up runes to make sure that... Set up runes and other devices to make sure that it doesn't happen.
Does that include
Including
our
your...
day?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Nice.
Does this include any ability afforded by artifacts?
We hope so, but artifacts are strange in nature, so I don't know. We don't know whether or not they'll be able to break them. However, normal spells and normal magic will not be able to get through.
Lenora's taking that as a challenge. I'm telling you right now, before the half month is over, she will have attempted to bond to this artifact.
Okay, good to know.
When things go down, how are we gonna get the alarm?
I have all of your numbers. And
Okay.
if the other three would like to give me theirs, I can also warn them. And I will have also set up some sort of early warning system in each of your personal cards.
Delightful.
Nothing loud. Just an intercom. Intercom more than likely if I can't reach your phones. Though, hopefully, if there's any trouble, we'll all be able to see it coming.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Not a whole lot to block I have sight on the Badlands, so if they're driving at us, we'll probably see them. Excuse me, hiccup. Excuse me.
Kane offers his number.
Kane?
Kane's dead.
Damn it.
Kane's dead and haunting Ellis. Tycho.
My
Tycho.
feelings.
Lenore could reanimate them for you if you find the bodies.
Oh, that's if their bodies are still of any use.
I mean, she could just, like, reanimate the head or the hand.
But it's still not right.
What about the rest of the train? Is that, like, also magically secure?
Yeah, they said all of them.
No, that's all of your personal cards.
Oh.
The rest of the train, no.
I know what I'm gonna do.
We don't exactly have the resources to do a very long train. This train is, by the way, 10 miles long.
Oh yeah. I don't know what standard security is on these things. I don't.
There isn't any normal standard security, but enough freelancers and such take these railways that if any trouble starts, that they're more than likely obliged to take care of it because there is pay involved.
And if the other freelancers and mercenaries are the trouble for us?
We take care of them.
Cool, cool.
So, how large a scale did you go panning for this job? What word am I looking for? It's not panning, it's pandering. It's the one where you fly banners and shit. It's like...
Campaign?
There we go. Yes. So how large a scale did you go campaigning for these mercenaries and such?
Well, everyone here with me is a part of our group, our organization. The three of you, we asked for specifically because we know your vendetta and we know at least some of you. And V just very plainly looks at Cherry, where most of your allegiances lie. If you're all getting paid well enough that we can keep you under lock and key. Holloway,
No, hey now, buy me dinner first.
you can't see their face, but you can you can actually feel V roll their eyes. And besides, we prefer family members over actual mercenaries because mercenaries can be outbid.
Indeed. That's all I have. I have a few things I must attend to.
Alright, any other questions from the other two? Other one, because Korik is still sick. I'm gonna say. Going once? Twice?
I assume you expect us sober.
When you're on watch. Well, Skulls will be watching the Estraga. You guys will be expected to maintain sobriety for most of the day. Your nights are your own.
That works for me.
Alright. If that's all that needs to be said, let's pack up and roll out. So, you guys watch as these personal cars are essentially loaded onto the tracks and attached via just massive fucking cranes. Cherry, you very carefully watch your bike garage get loaded on behind your personal cart. Nothing happens, thankfully. And the others, all of you get your own personal carts. They're all fairly close together. The Estraga cart is in the middle of all of your personal carts. So, I'm going to say front to back, it is Lenore, Stray, Tycho, Estraga, Cherry, Ellis, Korik.
I didn't buy a personal one.
Oh, you didn't buy a personal one? Then you'd be in front. You'd be in front of Lenore.
So, question about the train. Because it's so big, I assume that there's like common walkways that don't go like through the personal carts
Yeah,
to move along the train.
On the personal carts, there are sort of like balcony areas. They're not outside, but they're like extensions built onto the personal cart. So that way people can walk around the personal carts, essentially.
Yeah.
Sort of like, I guess it would be like passenger cars where there is the rooms on one side and there's a walkway on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially like that, but the room is the entire cart.
And I also assume that like there's like a good couple of like residentially carts, and then there's like party carts,
there's
and
like
shopping and whatever.
Yeah, there are market carts, there are first class carts. Essentially anything you could probably do within a hotel type scene is on a cart. Though the markets are what you would expect to be in this type of setting. Guns, ammo, magical items, shady shit that wouldn't necessarily be sold in a city. Materials found in badlands like ores, skins.
Badlands jerky.
Yeah, essentially. Oh man, I'm gonna make a jerky brand now. But yeah, anything you could possibly think that there would be on a train, there is, or just in a sort of staying scene, there is. Residential carts, first class carts. There's.
I mean, like a
economy.
ferry.
Yeah,
It's very entertainment.
yeah.
Okay.
I suppose a good like comparison would be like a cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, you guys all rest in your personal carts or in your economy cart, aka just Tycho, and watch the Badlands start rolling by. Very
Question
yes,
before you start with your beautiful description:
yeah.
Is Nerome slumming it?
Yes, he is also an economy.
Okay, he can come share the room.
Okay, which he gratefully does.
Cherry doesn't plan to spend much time in hers anyway.
You guys
Gotta
all
check everyone else on the train to make sure they're not, like, you know, bad guys. Or like the kind of bad guys that are after our stuff.
you guys watch the Badlands roll by. These very large, empty, solemn salt plains roll by. The train itself is actually fairly muffled. You don't hear the tracks beneath you. You barely even feel like you're moving. It's that smooth of a ride as you go down these tracks. And
You're breaking up.
am I?
Yep.
1 2 3 test 1 2 3.
Better.
Okay.
And as you guys do so, I'm going to call the session there.
Okay.
Good session. And end recording.